Hello, my dears. Welcome to Jessica's Intuition. Welcome to the next weekly reading. Before we start here, I definitely need to mention a few things briefly. For those who are not interested, feel free to fast forward. We are looking at the week of the 24th March until the 30th of March. March is coming to an end, and the week after that, we are already in April. Before we start, I noticed in the last weekly reading, it was definitely better received by you that I did all 12 zodiac signs as a general message. That was clear to me. So it has always been like that in the past. In my first year, I did it. Then at some point, I stopped doing it altogether. Then I tried it again. So in 2021, 2022, and then finally, in 2023, I didn't do it anymore. And last year, 2024, not at all. I would like to try that. So I definitely want to keep doing it for all 12 zodiac signs. I actually try to film it on Friday or Saturday evening, depending on when I have time, so that you all receive it on Sunday. I can't always promise that it will be ready by 8 o'clock on Sunday. Maybe a little later. In any case, I've decided to publish them all on Sunday and not before. I've also been considering whether to publish them earlier once they're finished, but I think I'll release them all at the same time on Sunday. Unless I change my mind during the week. No idea. I'll think about it more carefully. As I said, I don't know if everything will work out by 8 o'clock in the morning this time. It's almost Saturday night now. Yeah, I'll just have to see. Then I definitely wanted to mention here that a few comments last week didn't sit well with me. First of all, this is my channel. If I want to include an introduction here, then I will. That's the first thing. I don't know how long it will be. I say that in advance. You're not forced to listen to it. You can also feel free to skip ahead. As I said, if you're only interested in the card reading, you can actually leave my channel. I'm very straightforward about this because I want to have a community here that stands behind me and appreciates what I say. And it's not just all about the card reading. I've said it before, I'm not a card reading machine. That it's solely about the card reading here. This is also about astrology, and I actually mention in every weekly reading what we can expect astrologically in the week. I am genuinely happy, I must honestly say, when people reach out and leave a comment. That's how you can find the fly in the ointment and simply fish it out. So I have deleted a few comments and actually also blocked a few users. As I said, if something doesn't fit, then I simply do it. And I just wanted to mention that I find it very disrespectful to even bring it up. And as I said, I don't want to give it a platform here, nor do I want to bother with it anymore. I just wanted to mention it here once. Anyone who stands out to me will be blocked immediately. Alright, that's just a preliminary note. The 72-hour outlook was also very well received by you. It will be available again on Thursday for all 12 zodiac signs. What I noticed there are the timestamps. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I won't be adding timestamps that I won't write down when each sign comes up. If any of you would like to do that, you are welcome to, and I would be very grateful. I also take note of such things, and maybe I'll pick you out someday and you'll receive a little goodie from me. Always remember, it's a give and take. I lay out the cards for you here. I don't have time for everything. And unfortunately, I don't have time to do that for all 4 channels as well. That's why I didn't do it. And as I said, you're welcome to write in the comments when your reading begins. I won't be upset about it. In fact, I am very grateful. You'll get good karma for that. And as I said, you'll simply stand out to me because of it. Comments like the timestamps are missing or whatever, stand out negatively. I just wanted to mention that so you're aware. I see everything. I also see things that are not visible. So in that sense, I see everything. Yes, that's just a preliminary note. I hope I haven't forgotten anything now. Exactly. I had told you that I have a course over the weekend, which actually runs from 9 to 6, from Friday to Sunday. Sunday, these readings will be released on Sunday. At some point during the day, the remaining spring readings will be released. Also on all channels. And I will actually try to publish the weekly reading on all channels from now on. So that's actually my current project that I want to start. As mentioned, the remaining spring readings will come out sometime on Sunday during the day. And then starting Monday, the April readings will follow. First the monthly reading, then the me and my counterpart reading. I know I still have a few love readings open about what's coming up in love for you. I think I will also do those this week. But I also have a few appointments this week. I'm not sure how I will manage all of it. Then we also have the new moon this week, for which an oracle will be released. Then we have Neptune, which is growing in the sign. And I actually would like to make a video about that as well. That's why I just have to see. Maybe I'll do it like this. I'll first do the April readings because they are a priority. Then I'll do the remaining love readings. I think there are still 7 left of the what's coming up in love for you readings, the timeless ones. And after that, I'll do the me and my counterpart reading. They will probably spill over into April, but everything is somewhat timeless anyway. A reading comes out every month for this series. So if it goes a few days into April, I think it's not that bad. So I think I'm done with the complaining. Yes, as I said, for me, that's just not acceptable. I wanted to mention it once, and with that, the matter is settled for me because I don't celebrate or like such things at all. All right, as I said, we're looking at the week of the 24th until the 30th of March. The weekly readings won't be too long. Of course, the intro I speak is included in every zodiac sign. That always lasts longer than the actual reading. As I said, it's all a message, and everything is important for the next week, not just the card reading. And ultimately, these are weekly readings. Almost every day a video is released on my channel. That's why I can make every video 30 minutes long. That just doesn't work. As I said, if someone doesn't like it, they are welcome to take the door and just leave. So what's coming up this week? We have right on Monday the 30th, on the 24th. In March, we have the Sun conjunct Mercury. Mercury is currently at 4 degrees Aries. It's retrograde, which means it's going back into Pisces. I had told you about it. It was at 9 degrees Aries, is now at 4 degrees Aries. And indeed on Monday, we might feel major turning points, or a major turning point might occur. It could also be that something from the past comes up again. Something that we want to bring forward. Especially since Mercury stands for our mind, also for communication. The sun always illuminates this. They're practically right next to each other. So they are directly, let's say, in the radix, they are right next to each other, the conjunction. And this can actually also mean, yes, where should it go for you now? In which direction should it go now? In general, what, how, what, where? So it can actually mean where to with you. Where to with you? How should it move forward now? This is actually the case with Mercury conjunction, so Sun conjunction Mercury. It can actually be directly on Monday that you feel this as well. The energies, or rather, yes, the energies, they know no time. They are just there. They are already there now, because one person feels it earlier, another feels it later. Then on the 27th of March, we have Venus in retrograde conjunction Neptune. So I would actually take the week to spend time for yourself. So I would take time so that you take time for yourself, that you also withdraw, that you think a lot this week about how things can generally move forward for you. Because we also have the new moon. I believe it will be a very, very spiritual week as well. The week won't be easy. I'm telling you now. Yes, as I said, on the 27th of March, we have Venus in retrograde conjunction Neptune. Neptune is currently at 29 degrees Pisces. As I said, it is also changing its sign. It can actually be that we are more emotional, that we are more sensitive, more compassionate. It can also be that we want to heal or want to heal ourselves, that things simply come up, that we are allowed to process things we might have pushed aside, right? Forgiveness issues, like forgiving oneself. This is definitely a time for spirituality, to go within, to be with oneself, As I said, to also take time for oneself. As I have already mentioned, it can also mean that major cleansing processes, as I said, the theme of healing, the theme of, yes, cleansing as well. I am definitely with the star energy on this, I just have to say. On the 27th of March, we also have Lilith changing her sign. She changes it every 9 years, and she is also moving into Scorpio. So I am very curious about how this energy will affect us. However, she will be in Scorpio until the 20th of December, after which she will go retrograde and come back again. That's just a preliminary note. And then indeed on the 29th of March, which is a Saturday, the 29th of March, we have a solar eclipse, meaning the solar eclipse at 8 or 9 degrees. Aries. Yes, the new moon in Aries is coming up. Restart, exactly, restart. Energy. It is a fire energy, which is a very, very active energy. Strong willpower. A new chapter is allowed to open. We already had the new astrological year starting on Thursday. I must honestly say, I actually started something new on that day. So at the moment, everything is going very well for me. I can't say it any other way. So the year is really off to a good start for me. I hope it is the same for you, that you are making good progress also in your endeavors. As I said, there was also a topic for me that I had been putting off for a long time. I had been putting it off since last year, knowing that I would have to tackle it at some point this year. I kept postponing it. And now, with the eclipse season, by the way, the last eclipse for now is at the beginning of the year, the 2nd of 4. And with that, the eclipse season is also over for now. It will return at the end of the year in September, October. And it is indeed the case that during the eclipse season, or rather during the retrogrades, as I mentioned in the astrological forecast, things we have postponed, things we haven't addressed, will resurface in March. And that has indeed happened to me. And I can't help you with the things you're putting off. One day you will be confronted with it again, sooner or later. And for me, a few things were indeed already too late, I know, but I knew that myself. But my hands were simply tied. I didn't have a solution for it, and I knew the solution would come eventually when the time was right. I was then forced to do something else first, instead of what I actually wanted. And ultimately, it then happened on Thursday, or rather, finally on Friday for me. I am very grateful and very happy that I no longer have a problem in that regard. Yes, as I said, some might want to reflect back on last year, September or October, when the eclipse season was also happening, to see what was pending then, whether you've completed it or not. As mentioned, we have the new moon in Aries, which is a very, very strong energy. It's again an energy for the next 6 months, where I would say, look at what you intended back then, whether it has now been fulfilled or realized, what still needs to be looked at, what still needs to be tackled, what can finally be completed, what can be started anew, opening a new chapter. This is indeed under the motto, I would say. As mentioned, there will be another video about this. Probably on Thursday, I will manage to film the video. Maybe already on Wednesday, and then it will be published for you on Thursday. That's how I feel about it. Yes, for the new moon in Aries. I'm very curious about that. Yes, that's it for now. And then, my dear ones, what can I say? On March 30th, we have Neptune in Aries. I believe this week Mercury will also... Won't it go back over Aries again? I have a feeling. Doesn't it go back again this week? Wait a moment. I need to quickly check my astrology tool. So I think it goes again on the 29th, or I believe on the 29th. Mercury goes back into Pisces again. But I'm not 100% sure right now. It's currently on Monday, it's at 4 degrees. I think it will again. I think it was on the 29th. On the 29th, Mercury goes back into Pisces again. Yes, the 29th. That was it. I didn't write it down. Thought I'd remember it. Well, let's finally get to the last part. The 30th. Yes, the 30th of March. Neptune in the sign of Aries. That actually only happens every 164 years. 164 years ago, none of us were around. So we don't know how it will be. And especially the constellation that is present now, it wasn't there before. And Neptune in Aries actually stays until the 22nd, 2025 in Aries. Then it becomes retrograde again and goes back into Pisces. And then in January, I believe it was the 25th or the 26th, Neptune goes back into the sign of Aries. So this Aries 0 point is very, very important. I watched a video by Silke Schäfer 2 days ago or so. So when she published it, the last video from me, super informative. There were just such awesome messages in it. I can only recommend it to you. Watch the video. She is a professional astrologer, and yes, she mentioned and talked about some things that are just, wow, what awaits us. Yes, a new cycle is opening. As I said, we haven't seen or experienced this transit in our lifetimes. It can actually mean that we are heading into major new beginnings. In general, new energy, new world. Everything will be a bit different. Everything will change, also on a global scale. We feel, I think, the urge, especially with Aries in Neptune, the urge to start anew, to begin again. Perhaps also to realize our dreams. Big new dreams, a bigger or newer life. And I also like to say lately, hold on to your vision. And most of you here have probably noticed that something has come to fruition for me in the last few weeks, for which I am very grateful that it happened the way it did. Ultimately, also with my other channels, that was a very, very, very deep-seated wish of mine to eventually start the English one, and now I am also available in Spanish or Turkish. And yes, I am curious to see what else will come. So, at the moment, I am really very, very happy. Of course, there are a few things that still need to be addressed, which one likes to look at. I just took the deck of cards, and there was the Ace of Cups under the deck, which also tells me that there are very, very big new beginnings this week. Very important new beginnings as well. I also believe that for many, a new beginning is coming this week. Okay, my dears, I'll leave it here with this intro for now. A good 18 minutes have passed. As I said, I'm not rushing myself anymore. I'm also taking the time to tell you about it. A little reminder. I have decided that you will get the 2026 annual reading with a 25% early bird discount. I am extending it for another week. For those who still want to participate, let's say until the 31st of March, because the 30th of March, we are going until the 31st of March. In 2025, you can purchase the 2026 annual reading with the early bird discount for 25% less. Book or the 2025 annual reading anyway. I will remove it sometime next month or the month after, and then I will already put in 2027. But for now, it will remain available. And yes, this reading will be released on Sunday. Anyone who still wants the spring reading at a discount can do so until Sunday, the 23rd, March. Save 20% on the spring reading without any additional code. When you add it to the cart, it will be automatically deducted. Exactly, that's just for you, my dear ones. I would say let's start with the zodiac signs and see you soon in the videos. Hello, dear Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading. Before I forget, I forgot to mention earlier in the intro that we have 2 portal days on Monday and Tuesday. Yes, I forgot it with the first 6 zodiac signs, but I will mention it now with the second half. Always remember that the roles in a reading can be reversed. Time is always relative. Time flows, and these are always subjective readings and general readings. Of course, it may also be that not everything will align with you in this reading. Yes, and all important information, all important links, and also the cards I use can always be found below in the info box. And everything I currently offer can be found on my website. I have already sorted out the cards. We have the new moon. A new beginning is approaching. The new moon in Aries, time to take action. And we have the solar eclipse. A massive change is on the horizon. Let's see what wants to come your way this week. The devil in the inn. However, I still see this positively. You will free yourself from a dependency here. A new beginning is in store for you this week. This could be a relationship. It could be the employment relationship. Whatever it is in your environment. It is toxic. It is deceptive. It's somewhere you feel trapped, where you might also be afraid, where you are helpless. You long for freedom. You want to free yourself, and you will. You will be independent and free. The Fool is independent and free. And this will happen quite spontaneously. Will you free yourself from it? Quite spontaneously, you will free yourself from this situation. Yes. It might be that you hesitate a bit, just that it doesn't come easy to you. Is it difficult for the Knight? It's difficult. One is dressed in armor. It's a tough decision to finally end something here and start something new. Also the departure with a heavy heart. But you will do it. We then have the Knight of Wands, and that's this kind of energy. Yes, also the Ace of Wands, that's the fire, the life energy. And here one's life energy is being drained. You want to be free, independent, light. Yes, maybe also in the relationship. It might be that something is already developing with someone else. Judgment calls on you to focus on this topic, to change something in your love life. Why is it so? Why is it not so? Encounters at eye level can take place. It can actually mean that you already have someone in your environment, but it can also mean that you will meet someone. Oh, the wish fulfillment. This will make you satisfied. Or it will satisfy you. And we have the Knight of Wands again. The fire. Under the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. I wanted to have all the cards out once. You will feel better again. I'm telling you this already. Towards the weekend, so as the week progresses, towards the weekend, you will feel better again. It can actually be that you could also achieve your wish fulfillment here. It is paving the way for your wish fulfillment here, whether this is with another person or just for you alone at first. I see this here with the Knight of Wands. I also see that you are ready for a new adventure. You definitely want to take action here to move forward. You want to move forward. You want to tackle your plans here. Wheel of Fortune. You are now taking your destiny into your own hands. You are ready to change your destiny. I have looked at the cards once. We have the High Priestess here. We have the Sun here. The Ten of Swords also appears. Something is definitely coming to an end here. With the Wheel of Fortune. Only you can change your destiny. Take your destiny into your own hands now. It is now time to seize fateful changes, fateful opportunities here. Take your destiny into your own hands here. Be ready to change something. If you decide nothing, if you change nothing, nothing will change. I will draw another moon card for you. Let's see what wants to come out here. Back in. Safety for you and your loved ones. You are safe again, and I can well imagine that some here are also afraid. But if you free yourself from it, we now have the new moon in Aries. Here it says the new moon in Cancer. That's like, I believe, around June. In April we have Taurus. In May we have Gemini. Yes, in June we have Cancer, new moon. Maybe the world will already look very different for you then. I will leave it at that. I will now lay another row of cards for you in the continuation. Then we'll see what else is coming your way. I will draw a power animal for you. Which power animal will accompany you this week? Then we will also draw a soul message for you and answer from the angel message. This can be an answer to your question or advice for you. And finally, we will also draw love messages. You have the choice to view the continuation through 2 different links. At least on the German channel. On the other channels, there is currently only 1 link. The first link is always the one that leads you to my website. There you can always view the continuation individually. It's very important that you always receive 2 emails. The first email is the confirmation email where you have your invoice. And then you also receive a second email where you have the button that directs you to the continuation. Feel free to check the spam folder as well. The email can indeed end up in the spam folder. Then you have the option here to watch the continuation through the channel membership on YouTube. This is the second link, which then leads you to the continuation of the channel membership. However, you can only watch the video if you are a channel member. There you will find a third link in the info box below. This is the section of my channel membership. There you can sign up for a channel membership. From the second level here, starting with the Soul Community Bronze, you have full access to all continuations of the weekly readings. And you can always find these links in the info box below and also in the top comment. I look forward to welcoming you there soon. And to everyone else, I wish you a wonderful week. All the best and see you at the next reading. Bye-bye.